Welcome to the Losing Streak, a sports gambling podcast for those who just can't seem to win. My name is Bankroll Bill, and I'm here with my co-host, Automatic Austin.
How's it going, everybody?
Well, let's get right into it. We're going to pick our bracket together here live. I decided I was going to throw a wrench right in our plans, right at Austin, right off the bat. I wouldn't even tell him what it was in our pre-show meeting. But let's look at the NIT slate tomorrow. NIT. Any picks? So I saw there were 9 games total, including the tourney games. So I assumed that meant there must have been a New York game because 9 games doesn't make sense. You assume it'd be an even number. Yeah, and the second NIT game is Rutgers playing Hofstra. I feel like laying 7.5 there might be like the easiest bet of all time, man.
What with Rutgers?
Yeah, I just don't see Hofstra competing. Like, yeah, the Big Ten's not – they're having a down year, but Hofstra has not been impressive from what I've seen.
Yeah, I feel like Rutgers should have honestly made the tournament over Nevada or probably NC State.
Definitely Nevada, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you here. If not the 6.5, I'll probably definitely take the money line at least because we're degenerates and we like to bet on the NIT. But
I mean, we could parlay some of our money line teams that we think would win, like my boy the Badgers.
I think they'll beat Bradley.
I don't think they'll lose to Bradley, man. Come on.
That's true. Yeah, if they lose to Bradley, then their coach should he should really get fired if they lose to Bradley in the NIT.
But I will make an admission to you here. I don't think I've ever bet on the NIT / kept track of like the point spread in any of the games. So this will be a unique year for me.
Right.
As required for my job, the podcast, you know.
Yeah, it's a true degenerate year here over at the Losing Streak.
Yeah, because the Toledo Michigan game 6.5, that seems pretty fair.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Yeah. I feel like taking Toledo in this one. I feel like you can't trust Michigan, and Toledo's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, and honestly, did that sound come on? Am I very unprofessional?
No, I didn't hear any sound.
Oh, you didn't hear that beep sound? Okay, cool. No. So I just made it up for no reason. No, it opened up at plus 8.5. So the fact that it moved down to 6.5 so quickly, the big money, the smart money's on Toledo. They could probably win this game.
The interesting part is it's in Ann Arbor, so I mean,
that is a little crazy. I didn't realize that. That's kind of crazy, but yeah. On Action Network, they've got the big money on Toledo. I mean, obviously, it moved the line, so.
It's not like Toledo's very far from Ann Arbor anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, it's like northwest Ohio. So, yeah, I would definitely go with Toledo in that matchup.
Besides that, you see any matchups you like?
The UAB Southern, I'm going to stay away from that game. Liberty, Villanova. I mean, Villanova was. I feel like they. I feel like I don't like that. That seems like pretty
one
even
too, because Liberty is like. But then again, they didn't win their conference championship, so it's like. Yeah, it's actually pretty fascinating because the NIT, it's just a bunch of teams that you never thought would go up against each other, and then they are.
This next game sounds interesting too. Vanderbilt and Yale.
Yeah, right.
Which is funny because Vanderbilt is one of the smarter schools of the SEC. They're like one of the harder to get into schools. So it's actually pretty funny that they're playing at Ivy League. But I mean, if Yale shoots okay, I guess they can hang. But I feel like Vanderbilt is just going to beat them. That seems like a pretty easy. It's only 3.5. I'm assuming that's going to be like a 7-point win. So we'll see how accurate I am.
There was talk Vanderbilt would make the tournament too. I mean, they had a really good clutch end to the year. They won a bunch of games, so. I mean, there are a bunch of close lines, but I mean, we should keep track of these to see how well the Power 5 or Power 6 does against like the mid majors and the NIT, just to see like, do the mid majors perform better because they have like more to play for, or do the Power 6 conferences still do good in the NIT?
Oh yeah, I'll start tracking it from the first game, and we'll figure it out. That'll be. Then we'll know for the next couple of rounds of however long the NIT goes. I don't know.
Right.
Because I don't have any opinion about Seton Hall and Colorado, and then Eastern Washington and Washington State.
Yeah, nothing there.
They probably have people probably went to the same high school on those 2 teams. That's weird.
Right. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our next topic, which you wanted to talk about was the NFL free agency.
Yeah, I want to get into some free agency talk.
I know you heard the news today that Rodgers is likely going to the Jets as of recording time. So I don't know exactly what that means, but is he just trying to copy Favre? Is that all he's doing?
Dude, I don't know what this dude's issue is. He has such a big ego, and it's ridiculous. Like, just make up your mind, dude. If you want to go to the Jets, do it. If you want to retire, retire. I already know he's going to go to the Jets, though. I don't think it really matters. I don't think the Jets are going to be a contender with him. So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, have fun while you can, I guess, you fucking piece of shit.
I saw a pretty funny tweet from that Beating the Bookie guy. He said if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets, then they can solidly compete for third in their division.
that was a good one.
But yeah, whatever. He went on a darkness retreat, and they told him to go to the biggest city in the center of the U.S. Okay, cool. You're coming to New York. Wow, great darkness retreat you had there, Aaron Rodgers.
Like, stupid. That dude's a clown. Like, I don't understand.
I'm surprised he didn't go to. I'm surprised he didn't go to Dallas or somewhere down there, Houston, so he could hang out with Joe Rogan. I don't know what's up with this guy, man.
Yeah, I don't know. He's annoying, man.
Like the Jets are going to be. I don't think the Jets are going to be that much better with him. And honestly, I think this is good for the Packers. I think they can finally move on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for everybody if they just part ways here.
I'm not actively wishing Aaron Rodgers harm or whatever. Like I hope he does well. Like whatever. Like as an innocent bystander, as long as he's not beating one of my teams. But like I just don't see this. I just don't see this being a great deal for the Jets. But
and just so everybody knows, Bill is a Packers fan.
Yes, I am, and I refused to root for them when Aaron Rodgers was on the team. So. I actually had his back in the day. Remember when like his brother?
Yeah, no, it was like 2 years ago. You had his back. It wasn't up until like this last year where you were like over his shit. You were just like, all right, I'm done with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, because I just remembered, man, like there was that issue with like his brother and his dad saying he like cut them off and all this stuff, and I was like, oh man, these are clearly just like angry, relatives or just jealous of him. But after hearing all the stories combined with like all the politics, everything involved, all the stupid stuff he's done, I'm like, okay. I think Aaron Rodgers is the problem. It's not his family, I don't think.
Yeah, he just has a big ego, and he probably thinks he's right about everything. I mean, he was with what's her name, that actress, and they got a divorce. So I mean, clearly something's wrong with this dude.
Yeah.
Oh, and Shailene Woodley, and they were together, and then they got a divorce. So
dang, I forgot about that, man.
Yeah. So like, clearly people like anyone like who first meets them, like they get a good feel, and then after a while, it's like, wow, this guy has some issues.
But I think it's going to happen because he's in all those ads for the State Farm thing. I bet he's going to turn this whole New York thing into like the launch of his like. I'm not going to say it's going to be successful, but he's going to try to turn into some like movie TV guy.
Oh, it'll be. I mean, I don't know about that, just because I don't really think he has that personality, like that likable personality, But I think like branding wise, it would be great for him to move to New York. I mean, just advertisements and all that in general. I think it's going to happen. It's probably just waiting because they're probably talking about what they're going to give up and stuff. And I mean, it'll probably get done tomorrow.
That's probably some details thing.
Yeah.
But because who was their quarterback? Who was the Jets quarterback last year?
Zach Wilson and Mike White, but Mike White signed with the Dolphins, so they really need Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Yeah, besides that, free agency news, I was looking. There wasn't really anything crazy. Patrick Peterson signed with the Steelers.
Is that good?
I mean, as you know, I'm a Steelers fan, and I mean, it's always fun when they sign players like that. So, I mean, he used to be a Pro Bowler, and I mean, he had 5 interceptions last year. So, I mean, yeah, I'll take it. But
did he get cut last year or what?
No, he was on the Vikings last year.
Oh, they just didn't re-sign him or whatever?
Yeah, he was just a free agent.
Okay.
Besides that, Jimmy Garoppolo signed with the Raiders too. I forgot about that one.
Nice. They have a very nice stadium. I like that stadium. I got to visit thanks to Caesars.
I got a coworker at work that's a Raiders fan, so he shout out Caesars. But sneak that in there. But he's a Raiders fan, and so he when I told him about the Jimmy G news. He wasn't very happy because, yeah, Jimmy G's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback, man. So,
well, we shall see. Maybe he will be what they need.
Doubt it, but you never know.
That's why we're not NFL general managers or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Even though some of them are pretty dumb. I don't know why they are.
Yeah, some of them are pretty stupid.
All right, so we're moving on to the tournament now.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I got my tournament challenge bracket pulled up here.
I. Round of 64, baby.
All right.
So I think what I think about, well, before we get started, I just want to say what I like about this is that we get to go through each game and we get to give our independent thoughts about why we think each team will win. And I mean, we get to pick each other's brains and argue a little bit, but I think it's just really fun to get different people's opinions and thoughts and stuff because, I mean, we got 64 teams here, 68 if you include the play-in teams. So, I mean, there's a lot of opinions out there. I mean, I've seen a ton. So just stick with your gut. If you have a feeling and you have good information based on the year and teams you've watched, just go with it because there are a lot of opinions out there.
Yeah, I've had years where I've had almost a perfect bracket, and I've had years where like I was dead after the first round. So it's
exactly.
It's a lot.
Pretty much everybody was dead last year. I remember with St. Peter's winning the 15th seed. Remember, pretty much everyone's bracket was dead. Yeah. So. Yeah,
well, there was a number 6. There was a number 16 seed that won once, right?
Yeah, they beat. What was it like? Duke in like 2012 or something. Like it was a long time ago, but
a long time ago to you, but relatively short time for me. So
was
before
it wasn't Furman, was it?
No, because I think this is Furman's first time going to the tournament, right?
Is it?
Let me see. Yeah,
let me look up. 16.
Because they were supposed to. It was Harvard in 2018. 2018. UMBC beat Virginia.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Virginia's terrible. Dang, they crushed Virginia.
Yeah, that is
They
crazy.
were plus 20.5, and they beat them by 20. That's a 40-point swing. That's crazy.
So that had happened once in the women's tournament, I guess, like 20 years before this. But that was always like one of the cardinal rules of picking brackets that you never pick the 16 seed no matter what. Like they're never going to win. And then they did 4 years ago. Right, so that was pretty funny. So, but I'm not saying pick a 16 seed because halftime you don't even know. I mean, I guess if you really want to wait till right before the tournament, if you really think one of the
is that the only one all time? The only 16 seed upset?
That's the only for the men. Yeah, and the women only had it once, and that was like in, I guess, 1998 or something. Yeah.
Damn. So each men's and women's only have one 16 seed being a 1 seed in the history.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was crazy. So crazy that it happened. Because that was always the rule of every bracket. Right. You never pick a 16 seed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of, we'll start with the first game. Alabama and the Texas A&M Corpus Christi, who we won't talk about them, and Southern Missouri Red Hawks, who I have their jacket, which is cool, but there's no way. No, it's got to be Alabama.
Yeah, we don't have to talk much about this one. Alabama, right off the bat, easy money.
Yeah. Next game.
Oh, yeah, and wait, before we say, I wanted to also say, whoever we have winning our bracket, we are placing a futures bet and posting it on Twitter.
Okay, for the whole tournament?
Yeah, so like whatever. So right now we go through our bracket. Whatever winner we have, we are placing a futures bet and posting then for proof on Twitter. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, so next game, we got the 8-9 matchup between Maryland and West Virginia. Yeah, I think you know how I feel about this game already.
Yeah, I think you know how I feel as well.
I'm going West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm rolling with. We got some crazy dogs barking in the background.
All right, so this next matchup, we got Maryland, West Virginia, 8-9 matchup. I think you know how I feel about this. West Virginia, they stuck around with most of the big teams in the Big 12, and Maryland's from the Big 10. So
I agree too. It's not even about the Big 10 part as well. As we watched West Virginia a lot towards the end of the year, we had a close eye on the Big 12 in general, but Yeah, West Virginia was sticking around. They're a young team, we know that, but they have a good coach. They played really well. They're kind of like Ohio State. They sort of started off good, but then sort of went on a big losing streak, and then but at the end of the year they kicked it up a notch. But West Virginia is way better than Ohio State. Just getting that out there. But yeah, and I read this stat. Their coach in the round of 64. He's only lost a handful of times. Let me pull up that stat real quick.
It was interesting too. In the last 4 tournaments, the number 9 seeds are 11-5.
Ooh, that's a good stat too.
Yeah, they could just be random numbers. You never know. But yeah,
well, where'd you find that at?
It was just on ESPN. It just said on the when you click on the info for the matchup, it just said at the bottom.
Okay. I'm trying to find.
Yo, this Phoenix Suns first quarter bet was the worst decision ever, man. They're down 26-12 right now, man.
Are they seriously?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I had some good info actually on that.
I already found that pick somewhere else, so it was when you said it, I was like, okay, I'm in now.
Yeah, I read it in a couple places actually, but I can't find the stat on Bob Huggins' career in the tournament. But
all right, let's go to the next game. We got a lot of games to get through here, man.
All right.
We got San Diego State and Charleston 5-12 matchup. I think I'm gonna go with Charleston on this one. As I said, I like these 5-12s when it's like a mid-major versus like a what do you call it? You could just call them like minor conferences. I mean, there's like mid-majors and then there's like the smallest ones.
Well, yeah, it's weird because like it's weird because the Mountain West is sort of like a power conference, but at the same time they're not because they're not. But in the Power 6, they consider it the Power 5, but in college basketball they consider it the Power 6. I think it's the Power 5, and then they add the Big East in there.
Yeah.
So then the Mountain West is still considered a mid-major, but I understand what you're saying though. San Diego State's usually like they're kind of like Houston with their division. They're usually always at the top.
Yeah, and so at least one 12 seed has defeated a number 5 seed in 32 out of 37 tournaments. So it only hasn't happened 5 times. And last year, two 12 seeds pulled off upsets. So that's another interesting matchup.
Yeah, I'm looking at my 12-5s right now. Okay. All right, you're going with Charleston. I'm going with San Diego State. I don't think this is the 12-5 matchup that's going to pull off the upset. I just don't think Charleston has the athleticism to stick with San Diego State. San Diego State has scores this year. Obviously, they still go into scoring droughts, and that's their issue. But I just don't see the upset here.
All right, we got a disagreement here.
Yep.
You heard it here first. All right, next matchup, 4-13, Virginia and Furman. While I think Furman may keep it close, may cover the spread, I don't think they're going to beat Virginia. How do you feel about this game?
Yeah,
Furman lost. They lost at NC State by 19.
Yeah, as much as I want to take Furman, the athleticism comes into part. Virginia, as much as bad as Virginia is, I mean they're not bad enough to get upset by Furman. I think Furman had a really great season. Shout out to them. Shout out to your mom. But,
so I was wrong. I guess they have been before, but this is the first time in 43 years.
Oh, okay.
46% of their shots are 3-pointers. So if they just go on a roll and start all shooting like Steph Curry, maybe they can win. But yeah, right. This seems pretty obvious. You got to go with Virginia.
Yeah, and I did read a stat, by the way, too. If teams that shoot under 30% from 3-point range have never won a tournament game, and there were like 4 teams that fit that. It was like Mississippi State. Who was it? Mississippi State.
Oh, those since they've been shooting that badly this season, they're likely to not win a tournament game.
Well, that's like the stat. It's teams that in the regular season that shot under that certain threshold, they have never won a tournament game, and there were like 4 teams that hit that. And I just remember Mississippi State being one of them because everyone's on Mississippi State, and I'm just not so sure that Mississippi State wins it. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Sorry.
Well, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm on Virginia as well.
We're on Virginia this one. Okay. All right, moving on to the next game. We got Creighton and NC State. I was talking. And I want to say one quick stat too about the 4-13 games. In the past 4 tourneys, 12 out of the 16 matchups between 4 and 13 seeds were decided by single digits, and last year all 4 of the 4-13 games were within single digits. So that's good to remember for betting that these will be good games.
Well, that's awesome because that just means mid majors are getting better and better. So.
Yeah. And
if you look at the 13-4 matchups, they're all pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So
yeah,
this is awesome. Right, so I love the tournament.
So moving on, we got the Blue Jays Creighton at 11 NC State. So I know I was talking yesterday. I was giving NC State some love, probably about covering, but I gotta go with Creighton, man.
Dude, I think NC State's gonna get smacked in this one.
Yeah, Creighton's pretty good. They let's see see if they got any common wins or common losses.
They lost to ASU on a neutral court. I know that.
Who did?
Creighton.
Creighton, yeah. NC State lost to 3 times against Clemson. I told you they can't beat Clemson. They lost to Virginia. They beat Miami once. They split with Duke too. So yeah,
I'm telling you, man, the ACC is just terrible.
Yeah, I think Creighton wins this game, but I don't think we need to talk about it. We can move on. All right, 3-14 game, Baylor and UC Santa Barbara. Another game. Another
game where I want to take the 14 seed, my friend, and I think I might take Santa Barbara. I don't know.
You're gonna take them? I
don't know. I might, dude. Baylor is bad. I don't know why they're the 3 seed. They're ranked too high.
I'm going to take the points, but I'm not going to take them straight up. In my bracket, I got to go with Baylor, man. I think they win this.
Upsets so far.
Okay.
I think I'm going with Santa Barbara.
Okay, you can.
I'm going with it.
That'll just mean Creighton's game will be easier for them. All right, next game we got 7-10 game, Missouri-Utah State. Missouri's a 7 seed, but Utah State's favored by 2 points. So. Yeah, I think I'm going with Utah State in this game. I think
this is a tough one. I want to pick Utah State so bad, but the deeper I look into their schedule and their resume, it doesn't impress me. Even though they had a great end of the year, that's sort of what I've been looking at. At the same time, Missouri hasn't really impressed me either. This is a game that I think can really go both ways. At the same time, the Mountain West is terrible. They did terrible in the conference or in the tournament last year. Oh, man. I think I might go with Missouri, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, bro, this Suns first quarter thing was the worst pick of all time, man. They're down 39-14 though. It's ridiculous.
God.
Anyways,
Suns suck.
I wanted to go Warriors full game too, man. And then you told me listening to you. All right. Anyway, we're going Utah State. Oh wait, you said you like Missouri? You're going. You taking Missouri?
I'm taking Missouri. I just think I don't know. I can't trust the Mountain West.
All right. Well,
I already gave it to San Diego State against Charleston. So.
All right. So we'll move on to the 2-15, which I'm pretty sure we're on the same side. Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Your boys in Arizona.
AZ.
Princeton. Let's see.
Purdue.
So 2 seeds are 138-10 versus 15 seeds. So they win 93% of the time. But 6 of those 10 losses have come in the past 10 tournaments, including 1 in each of the past 2 years. So there has been a 15-2 upset in the past 2 years. But
if anybody's going to upset anyone this year, it's going to be Colgate upsetting Texas. But
you heard it here first, and if anyone. But anyways, so do we want to keep doing the first round, or we want to go to the next round?
No, we'll keep going down for the next region.
Okay, so all right, we got Purdue, and then Texas Southern, Fairleigh Dickinson. We're going Purdue on that one.
Yeah, pretty obviously Purdue.
Yeah. And then we got Memphis and the boys who beat Middle Tennessee State, Florida Atlantic. Beat our boys.
I'm locking in Memphis.
Memphis is going to get revenge for the state of Tennessee by beating them. All right, next game, we got Duke and Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts, who I was kind of down on last episode, but looking into it, I don't hate them as much as I anymore.
No, and I'm taking Oral Roberts, man. Duke isn't good. People can try and say Duke should have been a higher seed, blah blah blah. I don't care. Duke is a terrible road team. They don't have as much talent this year. Oral Roberts can light it up. They only have like 4 losses this year. Give me Oral Roberts. I'm taking them.
All right. Well, I already had Charleston as my 5-12 upset, so I'm going with Duke. I think Oral Roberts, I think they only beat one team out of conference that was any good, Liberty. They got destroyed by Houston. St. Mary's beat them. Utah State beat them. New Mexico beat them. I'm gonna go with Duke. But all right.
Well, why don't you look at Charleston's record? Who has Charleston beaten outside of their conference?
Charleston. They beat Kent State by 2 and Virginia Tech by 2, and they lost to North Carolina by 16. I don't see San Diego State beating those teams. But all right, moving on. We've got Tennessee and Louisiana, 4-13 game.
Tennessee.
Yeah, we like the other conference a little bit, but yeah, they're just going to be outmatched. Tennessee wins this game.
Yeah.
Don't think on that one too much. All right, Kentucky, Providence. I am going with Providence for the upset here.
I am rolling with Kentucky. I think Oscar Tshiebwe is going to be too much for Providence. Providence just doesn't have that much scoring this year. They're not a great 3-point shooting team, even though they shoot a lot of them. You saw what they did at the end of the year. They just completely shit the bed. So
reading the description here, I'm going back to Kentucky. Just reading about how Providence really sucks when they start getting out rebounded, like really, really bad. And Kentucky's known for out rebounding everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna take Kentucky. All right.
Yeah.
I changed my mind on the fly. All right. Next we got Kansas State, Montana State. I'm pretty sure it's Kansas State.
Man, this is another one where I want to take the 14 seed.
I mean, they're good, but
Kansas State doesn't. But some of these teams are fraud. Like Kansas State at 3 seed, really? Kansas State isn't that good, man.
Dude, the problem is they've split against every good team. They split against Kansas, split against Texas. They beat Baylor
because
twice.
All these teams are great road teams. They just win at home. But that's the thing. But then you have to look at their neutral and away records, and then you realize they're frauds.
I don't know about fraud, man. This Montana State team, man, they only played Arizona and Oregon. They lost by 21 and 30. I'm sorry, buddy, but you can take them. You can take them. I'm fine getting the points from you.
Let me look at K-State real quick. They only beat Cal by 9. They beat Nevada by 9. They only beat LSU by 2. They lost to Butler. Only beat Wichita State by 5. So out of conference, I don't know what to tell you, man. They're okay. But okay, I'll ride with Kansas State with you.
All right, moving on. We got 7-10 matchup of Michigan State and USC.
Big Ten, baby, Michigan State.
Yeah, I think wasn't I liking USC yesterday? I don't even remember what I said.
You weren't so sure on this one, but I was sure.
Yeah, I think I like Michigan State to win it. I don't even remember what the line was, but yeah, I think they win this game. But then I think they lose to who they play in the next round. The matchup between Marquette and Vermont. I'm rolling with Marquette,
of course. But this is a game to keep an eye on. So when Shaka Smart was I think he was at VCU and they were like one of the top seeds or whatever. They got or where was he at? Or was it UConn? And they were one of the top seeds and they lost.
I'm not sure, man. The Vermont coach?
No, the coach of Marquette.
Oh.
When he was at one of the schools, I forgot which school he was coaching. He was one of the top top seeds and they lost. So I'm just letting you know that he's lost before as a top seed. But
well, then I think he'll have more reason not to lose this time. All right. Moving on, next region, we got Houston and Northern Kentucky, 160. Well, actually, let's take a commercial break here real quick.
All right.
If you were advertising on our podcast, this is what your ad would sound like. Are you tired of losing? Are you tired of not being able to pay your rent? Are you tired of putting your gifts on layaway for your son that you've neglected due to your crippling gambling addiction? Well, good news. The Losing Streak podcast from Bankroll, Bill, and Austin is here to make you feel better about your failures and to commiserate with us as we also have our lives implode. Check it out now on your favorite podcast platform of choice, or don't, and save your money.
And we're back. All right. So next matchup we're looking at in the Midwest region is Houston, Northern Kentucky. I think we're both on Houston on this one.
Yeah, don't even have to go into that one.
Yeah. All right. Next we got Iowa and Auburn. I know you haven't been too hot on Auburn. I hate the Big Ten.
Man, this.
I think I'm going Auburn on this one.
This is probably one of the harder games to cap, in my opinion. I mean, both of these teams are disappointed this year. Both of them are capable of scoring. You said you're going with which one?
With Auburn. I just don't trust Iowa, man.
Yeah, they're 0-4 away from their home court this year in neutral games. All right. Auburn it is.
And Auburn beat Arkansas once. They beat Northwestern.
All right. We'll roll with it.
Next, we got Miami and Drake. I mean, easy. I know we're not hot on Miami this year, but they're going to be Drake.
I'm rolling with Drake.
Are you rolling with Drake?
I'm rolling with Drake.
Taking Drake, huh?
Dude, it's at 2.5 for a reason.
Okay, man.
Vegas is telling you it's going to be a close game. Drake can keep up with Miami. We know how Miami tends to lose games, dude. We've watched it so many times at the end of the year.
All right, I think I'm going to go with Drake, man. You talked me into it.
And it's a 12-5, so, I mean, this is probably my favorite 12-5. Like, this is the easiest one for me.
All right, next we got 4-13 game, Indiana, Kent State.
Another tough one.
Yeah, I like Indiana on this one.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a really close game, but I feel like the veteran leadership in Indiana will win out, don't you think?
Yeah, the coaching, the players, it's just, yeah. If it's close, I feel like Kent State will screw something up at the end. And if, you know, it's not like Kent State's going to blow out Indiana, but it's either going to be a blowout by Indiana or they're going to keep it close. But, all right, yep.
Yeah, I was going to look up Kent State's tournament history real quick. Let's see. They made it in 2017. They lost. Yeah. That was their only tournament, was 2017. They lost to UCLA in the first round by 17, so only their second tournament appearance.
All right. Moving on to 6-13 game between Iowa State and or a 6-11 game, Iowa State and the winner of Mississippi State and Pittsburgh. I think I might go with the Mississippi State Pittsburgh on this one.
Yeah, well, before we get into that, who do you think wins Mississippi State and Pittsburgh?
I was saying Pittsburgh.
And then you think Pittsburgh will beat Iowa State?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I see where your head's at there.
I just been kind of down Iowa State this year. They're kind of limping in, I feel like. They got a little bit of momentum this season, and they blew it away.
See, this one's tough because if I knew Pitt was going to win, I would take Pitt here. But if I knew Mississippi State was going to win, I'd pick Iowa State.
Yeah.
So that's where it's tough for me. But I think I'm gonna roll with you. I think I'm gonna just hope it's Pitt.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If it's Mississippi State, we'll switch to Iowa State before the tournament starts.
I'm just gonna keep it Iowa State for now.
Keep it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it Iowa State for now.
If
It's Pitt, then we'll change it.
In our next game, we got Xavier and Kennesaw State. I know I talk shit about Xavier, like at least covering, but they're going to beat Kennesaw State. I mean, it's going to be.
They should.
I mean, I hope it's a good game. I love good games, even if it. I mean, as long as it goes along with how I bet. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Xavier's going to come out here and just welcome them to the tournament. You know, this is
right.
A big mid-major, or no, they're Big East, right? So they're not a mid-major anymore, right? Xavier.
Yeah, well, they're the Big East, so I mean they're the Power Six, so technically, they're the I mean the Big East is in my opinion the best conference, and I think it's better than the Big 12 in my opinion, but
yeah, well, Kansas State, I mean they might. It even says here their roster is among the shortest in D1. So if you've got a small team and you're playing Xavier, who, you know, they're not known for having the biggest team, but they're going to be towering over you guys. So good luck. We're going with Xavier on that one. All right. Next, we got the 7-10 matchup of Texas A&M and Penn State. I liked Penn State toward the end of the year. They started impressing with their tournament wins, but I think Texas A&M just outmatches them here.
This is another tough one for me, dude. Penn State, they keep games close.
Yeah.
I'll
bet on them to cover. I'll bet on them to cover. Yeah, but
yeah, it's just tough though because it's like Texas A&M. They only lost to 4 against Memphis at Memphis. They lost to Boise State on a neutral court. They got smoked. They lost by 15 to Boise State on a neutral court. They lost to Kentucky at Kentucky. They lost to Arkansas at Arkansas.
Yeah, they beat Arkansas twice.
Well, here it says they lost to Arkansas.
Yeah, it says win-win-loss. They won twice and they lost once.
Oh. Yeah, well, they played in the tournament. But, they lost to Murray State on a neutral court. They lost to Colorado on a neutral court. They lost by 30 to Colorado on a neutral court.
That's a pretty bad loss. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So it's another tough one. I mean, we can look up Penn State, see if they're any better. Let's see here.
I mean, they were looking. Penn State was looking good in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Illinois on the road by almost 20. They beat Indiana at home by almost 20. They beat Northwestern at Northwestern. They beat Ohio State at Ohio State. Illinois twice. They beat them. They beat Northwestern twice.
At least they're all Big Ten teams, bro.
Yeah, I know, but they crushed them, man. This could be a diamond in the rough right here, low key. Penn State.
This will be a good game, but yeah.
Yeah, this will be a good game. This is a tough one, but
you think Penn State can make a run?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Penn State here. A couple of Big Ten teams are gonna win.
All right, you talked me into it, man. All right, next game though, Texas Colgate 215. I know we said if 15 does it, it could be Colgate, but
Texas wins by 11.
Yeah, I think we go Texas in this one. Yeah,
but Colgate covers.
Okay, nice. All right, moving on to the Wild West. We got
the hardest conference or region. Sorry, this is the hardest region.
Thank you for that correction. All right, we got Kansas and Howard.
Conference? You don't scold me like that.
Oh man, Golden State can shoot tonight, bro. I don't know why I'm still watching this game. They got 57 points and there's 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter, bro.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
anyways, insane. Yeah, I was gonna bet on them too.
Sorry,
stupid me. All right, then we got Kansas and we got Arkansas and Illinois. So I'm going with Arkansas. They're weird, like alien dude, and the what would I say? The other guy looked like
I will say
Sideshow Bob. They got some ugly. They got an ugly team, but they play
I will
well.
say they're probably the most weird looking team, but they're a physical bunch.
But if you guys listen to this, I don't judge you. I'm a weird looking person. I don't hate on you, but like when I'm watching on TV, it's just kind of striking sometimes. So I apologize.
Yeah, it is pretty funny watching them play. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Did that one guy? Is he just like hairless, or what's his deal? Does he like?
Yeah, he's probably like Ryan Shazier, where the like doesn't grow any hair or whatever.
Man, that's so weird, bro. I just want to like
that kind of be a blessing in disguise. You don't have to worry about haircuts, shaving, nothing.
Yeah, but you get sunburns probably all the time.
You just wear a hat
at all time. I guess you'd be like, there was this guy at 90 Day Fiance who he like would never take off a hat, and like the woman like ripped his hat off, and he had the weirdest bald spot, bro. It was so funny. Yeah, he literally would never take off his hat.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, they're still married together somehow. Anyways, all right, we're going to roll with Arkansas. All right, now we got a 5-12 matchup. We got St. Mary's and VCU. So
VCU.
Yeah, I think I'm rolling VCU.
I am not high on St. Mary's at all. If you pressure St. Mary's, which is exactly what VCU does, they cannot make a single shot. So I'm rolling with VCU.
St. Mary's beat some tournament teams like Oral Roberts. They beat Gonzaga once. They got destroyed. They just looked really bad against Gonzaga. VCU looked good, I think, right? Or were they losing at first, you said, but they came back?
They were, but they looked really good in the second half. Their defensive pressure is really fun to watch. So I think they'll win this game for sure. Like it's one of us. Them with Drake, I think for sure they're gonna win.
And VCU, I feel like every so often they pull off a couple wins. They're like they love to pull off upsets. I have a couple personal enemies who graduate from VCU. You know who you are if you're listening to this. I don't like you, but I'm going to pick your team to beat St. Mary's in this matchup. So we'll go with number 12, VCU. All right, next game. We got UConn, Iona, a game I can't bet on, which I probably wouldn't want to, but I think UConn just rolls them.
Yeah, UConn.
What do you think? Yeah,
I don't have to go much on that one.
They're not as good as they were in the past, but interesting. Iona beat Vermont by 21, so that could tell us about how Vermont actually is. But yeah, we're not going to take them to beat Marquette anyways. But I think we will take them to cover, right? Because wasn't that a pretty big spread? I thought
it was like 11.5. Yeah, I might take Vermont too, just because that's a big number, and Vermont can score. But even this one, I mean, Iona it was like plus 9.5. But Rick Pitino, man, you never know.
Yeah, I would take the points if I could bet it. Maybe if that's a Friday game. Let's see.
Honestly, I wonder if you could take the points with every game. I wonder what that percentage would look like at the end of the first round.
Well, I will let you know because I will calculate it. That's easy. I love math. All right, so we're rolling with UConn though on that one. All right, next match, TCU playing the winner of ASU Nevada. Pretty sure we think ASU wins that matchup, but I don't see TCU losing. They're definitely been like kind of a rubber band team this year. I feel like they have a great game, they have a horrible game, but
right. They also had some injuries as well. Yeah,
they're a lot better than Arizona State and Nevada.
Yeah, I feel like we're in agreement there. ASU can beat Nevada, and then TCU beats ASU.
Yeah, and even if Nevada wins, I don't see any advantage either way against TCU. So
yeah,
but TCU did let us down in football. So if you guys let us down again, and I bet on you, that's it. You're banned, and I'm sure you'll be very upset about that one. All right. Anyways, next game. We got Gonzaga versus my boys from Grand Canyon, but I hate to tell them that I do not think they'll beat Gonzaga. Gonzaga's really good this year.
Yeah, they're good.
I think they may make a run, but we'll talk about that later. All right, so then the next game, we got 7-10 matchup Northwestern with the Broncos of Boise State.
Oh, man. This is another tough one.
It's a tough one. I think I'm just going to take Boise State. I'm just not. I honestly think this is a coin flip. I think it's going to come down to the last possession. I see, or even as Boise State, I saw them blow big leads in many games this year, but still end up winning. But I just feel like this will be a good game. This will be a fun game to watch, but it's going to be really hard to pick a side. But so I'm just going to go Boise State.
Yeah, and I think I'm on Boise State here too. I don't trust Northwestern. They didn't have a great close out at the end of the year, and on top of that, it's their second time in the tournament.
Yeah,
it's just not. It's just.
I commend the Northwestern athletes that got the stuff passed for the name like NIL stuff. They were the ones that sued Northwestern students. So congratulations. Yes.
Oh yeah,
you
that's right.
You help college players get paid, but you're gonna lose. Sorry to break it to you. Coming in as the higher seed, but going down, boys. All right.
I'm looking. Just real quick. I'm looking at Northwestern's resume here. They beat Liberty on a neutral court, lost by 1 to Auburn on a neutral, beat Michigan State on their court, Indiana on their court, Ohio State on their court, Purdue at home, Indiana twice. Let's see, where's some more neutral? They only have 2 neutral or 3. They lost to Penn State as well on a neutral court. So they're 1-2 on the neutral. Man, this is a tough one. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna roll Boise State though.
All right. Moving on from that exhilarating conversation. All right, we got UCLA number 2.
I'm just trying to make sure everyone gets the facts about their resumes. All right.
I know we tell no lies here. Okay, we may be wrong in our predictions, but we will not lie. All right. Next matchup, we got 215. I think we're both on the same side of this, even though we think UCLA is not as good as they've been. I don't see UNC Asheville beating them.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They lost to Arkansas by 34. UNC Asheville. So,
yeah, really
so the Bruins lost their starting guard? Was that at the beginning of the season?
Or was no, that was recently. He was just out their last game, but he'll be back for this one.
Okay, they had 14-game winning streak and a 12-game winning streak. So they lost some key games, but they're a solid squad. They'll beat the 15 seed. I don't have any doubt that one.
They're good. I don't know. They just have complementary pieces. Like everyone just does their job perfectly.
I think I may take the points on that because they haven't been a covering machine, but I don't think they lose.
No.
All right, moving on to the round of 32.
Yes, sir.
So, for me, it's Alabama versus West Virginia. Are we on the same side with that? Yeah. All right, so I'm taking Alabama in that matchup.
I would not be surprised though if West Virginia does beat Maryland. If this is a close game, West Virginia does pose some matchup problems for Alabama. But I'm rolling with Alabama too.
Yeah, I'm guessing the line will be about 5.5. And Alabama has been destroying and covering lines lately because I keep trying to bet against them.
Yeah, their lines are it's so funny because you want to not take them, but then they keep covering.
Dude, and they just like in the second half line will be even higher and they'll still cover it. They just keep blowing open leads. They put in their like young guys and those guys still like nail shots, man. They're like
that's what I'm saying.
They're not like trying to run out the score. They're just good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I got to take Alabama here, even though I hate them morally and ethically and everything, you know. Their run will end, but I think they beat West Virginia.
Interesting. Okay. That last sentence was interesting, but yeah, I'm with you there. Next up, San Diego State, Virginia. This one for me is San Diego State, Virginia.
Yeah, I have Charleston, Virginia, but I'm picking Virginia to beat Charleston.
Okay, and here I'm picking San Diego State.
Okay, we could have a big divide here in points, but
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't hate that pick. I would probably bet on San Diego State if they beat Charleston.
Yeah.
All right. So next matchup we have is Creighton and Baylor. Or Creighton. Did you pick Santa Barbara, right?
Yeah, I have Creighton and Santa Barbara, so I'm going with Creighton.
I'm going with Creighton, yeah. So at least we'll get our points back in that one, no matter what happens. Yeah. And then I've got Utah State and Arizona.
I got Missouri, Arizona, and either way, Arizona's obvious.
Arizona, yep, we agree on that one. All right. Next,
If
we
that
got
happens, though, that Creighton Arizona Sweet 16 game is gonna be fun.
yeah, that'll be a good game. All right, next we got Houston and Auburn.
Ooh. Houston, Auburn. I see Purdue and Memphis.
What?
I see
Did
Purdue.
I
and Memphis.
go the wrong side? Oh yeah, sorry. Purdue and Memphis. Yep, I went to the wrong region.
Okay.
I'm taking Memphis here, man.
Yes. Oh my God, this game is. I really hope
Tough.
this game happens because this is gonna be one of the best games of the whole
This will be a
tournament.
great game, yeah.
Because it's like Memphis has the size to contend with Purdue, but does Purdue have the athleticism to contend with Memphis?
I'm taking the points. I'm taking the points with Memphis no matter what. But.
Oh yeah. What I hope is that this game happens and then it's like Memphis plus like 5 or 6, and then I will absolutely nuke Memphis.
Yep. We were fans of them before Houston. I don't know why I didn't bet on them against Houston. I guess it just. I mean, I still took them with the points, but I thought they would cover. I thought they would not beat Houston, but you know, I'm happy though. I'm not sad about that. So I'm gonna take Memphis here.
Man.
But I wouldn't say you're crazy for taking Purdue. Purdue is a very safe pick here. I feel like this is a very.
I like Memphis. Game. I think Memphis has the more veteran front court. They have back court with their guards. So I'm gonna roll with Memphis too. I like that one. I think Purdue's a fraud, man. I don't. I've seen people already posting their futures tickets on Purdue, and it's like, what have you been watching?
Yeah, I don't understand. There's no value there, but
yeah.
All right, so our next game, we have different matchup. I think you have Oral Roberts in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I have Duke in Tennessee.
Yeah. So I'm taking Oral Roberts here against Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess we'll find out how good our brackets are after that first game because I'm taking Duke to beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got Duke in Sweet 16. I got Oral Roberts.
I know. That'll be good. We'll find out. All right, I'll make another bracket just to put the other ones so I can win some championship under your name. But all right, then we got Kentucky, we got Kentucky. Well, I already skipped Kentucky and Utah, Kansas State.
Oh,
sorry, my brain just died. Kentucky and Kansas State.
Yeah, I have that too. This is a tough one, man.
Yeah, I thought. Oh, I know why I have Kansas because I originally had picked Providence to upset Kentucky, but I changed my mind. You changed my mind.
Yeah.
So I picked Kansas State, but I think I might pick Kentucky over Kansas State though. That's funny.
Yeah,
enough.
Same with this. I think Oscar Tshiebwe is just too big and powerful. Like the Kansas State doesn't have the size to contend. So
Kansas State better hope.
Kentucky.
Yeah, Kansas State's only hope of winning this game is if Providence upsets Kentucky. Honestly,
yeah, Providence beats Kentucky. They should smoke Providence.
Yeah, but let's go with Kentucky in that one. All right, then we got the battle of Michigan and Wisconsin with Michigan State and Marquette. So I'm gonna go with Marquette on this one.
Same.
I think Michigan State's gonna have trouble with USC, but I don't think they'll compete with Marquette. This will be a fun game for them. They'll be shooting.
Yeah, I think Michigan State wins a nail biter against USC by like 4. Like they'll hit a couple free throws at the end to seal it, and then they'll be gassed out by this game. Marquette.
Yeah, good coaching can't replace that difference in talent. So
yeah, exactly.
All right, the next game we got Houston, and I picked Auburn.
I got
okay.
Auburn. Doesn't matter. Houston's winning.
Yeah, Houston's winning that game. Yes. Okay, then next we got Drake in Indiana.
Yep. I'm rolling with Drake, man.
Yeah, I'm strongly considering it. I kind of think I think I'm gonna go with Drake too. I
like the 12 seed. I like 2 12 seeds in the Sweet 16 this year.
See, it's funny. I liked Indiana if they were playing Miami, but I think Drake beats Indiana though. Funny enough. All right, so then we got the matchup of either Iowa State or Mississippi State Pittsburgh versus Xavier, but I think Xavier beats any of those 3.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
So taking Xavier. All right. And then we got the matchup of Penn State and Texas. I think we got to go with Texas with this.
Yeah.
Even as good as Penn State
would
doing.
Get smoked by Texas.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, Penn State has been getting better. So I'm saying that I would definitely bet on Texas in this matchup. But if Penn State somehow beats Texas, I don't see Penn State stopping anytime soon, man. But this is going to tell us
the Big Ten.
Yeah, this will tell us if they can win, obviously, because if they beat Texas, they're definitely for real because they've been playing better. But
Even if
I
they
don't think
beat
so.
Texas A&M, I feel like that's a good season. If they can beat Texas A&M,
Oh yeah,
that's a good season.
Yep. All right. So then we're going next game of Kansas versus Arkansas, and yeah, I got to take Kansas in this one.
Yeah, I was thinking about taking Arkansas, but they can't close out games. I think they'll be able to close out the Illinois game, but not against Kansas.
It'll be a good game. If they're getting some points, I'm definitely taking Arkansas with the points, but I think Kansas wins the game.
Yeah.
Then we got VCU and UConn.
Yeah, this is where, sadly, VCU's run ends against UConn. UConn will just be too much for VCU.
Yeah, I think UConn easily could have been a 3 seed. They lost that game to Marquette, but
dude, like I said, this is the hardest region. They have 2 1
UConn's
seeds with
good.
Kansas and UCLA. You have UConn as the best 4 seed in the whole bracket. That should probably be a 3 seed. And then
Gonzaga should be a 2 seed. Yeah,
exactly. Gonzaga's your 3 seed, and they could easily be a 2 seed. TCU's a 6 seed.
That's crazy. All right, yeah.
Arkansas
So we're going
an
UConn.
8 seed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this one's crazy.
Going UConn. All right. Then we got TCU and Gonzaga. I hate the. Well, I don't hate them. They can just die. Who cares? Gonzaga, I think, wins this game.
See, this one is hard because TCU does have the shooting ability to keep up with Gonzaga, but yeah, I'm on Gonzaga too.
Yeah, I think they can do it. All right. Next, we got. I think did you pick Northwest? Well, you went Boise State with me, so Boise State and UCLA. But I think UCLA wins this game either way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
whether it's Northwestern or Boise State.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Sweet 16. We got. I have Alabama and Virginia. I don't remember who you have.
I have Alabama and San Diego State.
So I think we're both taking Alabama.
Yeah, we're all with Alabama.
All right, then we got Creighton, Arizona. And I'm going with Arizona here.
Yeah, I have to, but that I want that game to happen.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game. All right, then we got Memphis and Duke.
I got Memphis and Oral Roberts. I'm taking Memphis.
I think we're both taking Memphis then. Pretty obvious of that one. And then I got Kentucky and Marquette.
Yeah, Kentucky and Marquette would be a great game too, just because Marquette's a young team and Kentucky's a young team too. But John Calipari, but I'm rolling with Marquette.
Yeah, I'm gonna like Marquette going on, but if they this will be a very good dude, man. If they beat Michigan State and then beat Kentucky, it's like talking about beating big programs. And then if they face Memphis and then beat Memphis, whew. Yeah, I see. They could be Marquette's year. But all right, then we got Houston and Drake. Yeah, I go with Houston on that one. And then we got Xavier in Texas. I go with Texas on that one.
Same.
They're just too physical. And then Kansas and UConn. I still think Kansas beats UConn.
Ooh.
That'll be a good game.
Ooh. This is where I don't know. These next 2 games are tough, man.
I know.
Because if UConn man.
You just make your pick, man. No one would argue because I think we could agree with any matchup of any of these 4 teams. Like any of these teams could beat each other. These would be good.
All right, I'm rolling with Kansas.
Okay, then we got Gonzaga and UCLA.
Oh man,
I think I got to go with Gonzaga on this one too.
Same, man. I'm going with Gonzaga.
All right. Then we're going to the Elite 8. We got Alabama and Arizona. And I think I got to go against your boys. At first, I think I was going leaning on Arizona, but I think I got to take Alabama here.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Alabama too.
All right. And then we got Memphis and Marquette.
Oh, my gosh. If this game happens.
That would be sick. But I still think it's Marquette. I want but honestly, I would not be sad if Memphis won. But my pick is Marquette for this game.
This would be awesome because I have a futures on Marquette to win this region, so that would be sick.
What's funny though is I feel like they'd have an easier game against Purdue than Memphis at this point.
Same, dude. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Memphis is better than Purdue. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not high on Purdue at all. I don't like.
Especially too with these guys that they've got other big guys. Like you can shut down Edie if you put a couple guys on him, man. You tire him out. You go at him a lot. You get him to
Dude,
some fouls.
Memphis.
You going Memphis? All right, you got Memphis. All right, next matchup we got Houston and Texas. Ooh, I picked Houston, but I'm kind of thinking Texas might win this. Actually,
I'm on Houston.
You're on Houston.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go. I'm making an on the fly change. I'm going with Texas. Yep, but I don't know why, but I just decided that. All right, and then we got Kansas and Gonzaga, and I picked Gonzaga for this one.
I think I'm going to Gonzaga too.
But I could see Kansas winning it. These are hard, man.
I don't think Kansas is going to go back to back, so I think they're going to stumble at some point. I think they stumble here in the Elite Eight.
So now I got myself worried. I only got one seed. I only got one seed in the Final Four, but I'll take it. So I got Alabama versus Marquette, and I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy this year. Yeah, are you taking Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take Marquette. I'm just crazy this year. They impressed me. And then I got Texas and Gonzaga. Man, this would be a crazy Final Four. I'm gonna take Texas, and then I'll take Texas in that matchup.
I got Houston and Gonzaga. I think I got Houston in this one for Alabama and Houston in the championship.
Okay, and I got Marquette and Texas in the championship. And I picked Marquette. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, I picked Alabama, and I'm going to lock in my futures pick tonight.
Okay, so you're going to do a futures pick on Alabama, and I'm going to do one on Marquette?
Sounds fucking fantastic.
All right.
You heard it here, folks.
Well, that was a long episode, but thanks for hanging out with us today. Check me out at Twitter at Bankroll_Bill, and Austin can be found at
Austin Sporsic.
Our email for the podcast is thelosingstreakpodcast@gmail.com, and our voicemail line is 646-494-7185. I post things on the YouTube page. I'm working on getting the music licensed, or maybe making some of my own music. So, or if we have any fans who are good at music, you could submit music, and I will take it for free. But if you want to call us, text us, use that line. Please do 5-star review, recommend to a friend. I've been noticing we're getting a couple new viewers. I hope you guys are subscribing. We're trying to put out regular content, at regular intervals. So that way we can provide you guys good entertainment and help you guys get some winners. Anything you'd like to add, Austin?
No, just keep up with those 5-star reviews. Keep up with the downloads and the shares. They really do help a ton with the algorithms. I mean, we're trying our best to grow a little bit. We're gonna try some new things as well, some new advertising and all that.
In our next episode too, I think we might have a special guest. It's a Discord guy I met. That's he's pretty good with his picks, and just have a new voice, new perspective. I think would be a good idea.
Sure, why not? Yeah,
we'll guest star.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. And then we'll probably have our next episode on probably Wednesday, right before the day before all the games start, just so we can get our official locks in and our pods and our play of the days, as you might say. And then so look out for Wednesday for our next episode.
All right. Well, see you later.